My name is Carolina. I work at the World Health Organization as a medical epidemiologist. I am passionate about vaccines, and I do believe that together we can continue preventing vaccine preventable diseases. I was born and raised in Santiago, Chile, at a time of a dictatorship. My childhood was very sheltered, very calm. I lived near my school, and becoming a doctor was really not much of a decision. I love science, I had good grades. It was really the natural choice to go from high school to medical school. However, really my dilemma and my decision came when I was finishing medical school. One of my patients in the last year of school had lost her baby. She she was hospitalized with preeclampsia, and at the time our hospital didn't have enough beds, so she had been sent home because there was no more space for her. When she came back, she had lost her baby. That was a very remarkable experience to me because I realized then that I could not be a clinical doctor. I just couldn't. So what to do next? I was finishing medical school. At the time, I had the fortune to do a few rotations in a lab in Canary Islands in Spain, in a clinical lab. And at the time, I wasn't sure what I wanted to do. So I learned about a program in the US Centers for Disease Control, and I thought, well, I may as well apply. I didn't know what to do. This program had a few months in doing public health, which I thought it was really boring and I didn't really appreciate it. And only a few months, maybe 2 or 3 months in the lab. So I thought, okay, I'll give it a try. I went back to Chile. I started studying English, and then I got accepted into this program at CDC. While at CDC, I started the program doing some rotations in the National Immunization Program, and I fell in love with public health and vaccines. Then when it was time to go back to the rotations in the lab, I really decided that no, I didn't want to do that. I reduced them to the minimum, and I wanted to do public health. I wanted to become an epidemiologist, so I went to do my master's, and that's how my journey in epidemiology began. Like you, I love mixing science with practicality, and I love helping out. Many of us have seen the pain that vaccine preventable diseases cause. In my case, one of the saddest experiences was when I was working at the Pan American Health Organization, very young, very new. I was sent to the Dominican Republic to help with diphtheria outbreak investigation. I remember visiting the slums and interviewing a mother who had lost her two children to diphtheria. Both were school aged, and these children had died one a week after the other. And when asking the mother why these children had not been vaccinated, she told us that she saw that they were. And it really happened that the children of this woman, her name was Estrella, had received polio and measles vaccines in campaigns, but had never been brought up to date with their routine immunization schedule because there was not a system to really check the cards and follow them up. At that time, I really understood and how vaccines can save lives, and really how we have an obligation to continue vaccinated, not delaying, and having systems to ensure that every child gets the right to access to his or her vaccines. We are at crossroads right now. COVID-19 last year, this pandemic, really prevented many parents from taking their children to be vaccinated. Outreach in many places was stopped. Parents were afraid of taking children to be vaccinated. There was no public transport in many places. Health workers did not always have personal protective equipment to deliver vaccines safely. They also struggled to travel to their workplace and provide services. So many children have been missed. And it's not right. It's up to us to do something about them, because those children who may be over 1 now, or maybe over 2, in many places, in many countries, they may be considered too old to be vaccinated. And I don't want other mothers like Estrella to have to suffer of their children being affected later on by a vaccine-preventable diseases. We have all seen polio. We have, in their stories, our classmate from Nigeria described one of a person from his neighborhood being run over in his wheelchair. So I call on you, so that we don't have to suffer vaccine-preventable diseases, to develop and implement your strategies to identify and bring back to vaccinate children who may have missed their vaccines due to COVID. What can we do and how do we do it? Well, WHO has put out some guidance. If you just Google catch-up vaccination, you will find it. To develop and implement plans to bring people up to speed, to catch up all children. It's now that we need to vaccinate, because vaccinating late is not ideal, but it's better late than never. Let's do it together. We have the World Vaccination Week in April, 20 to 25 of April. I'll invite us, all of us, to make that our deadline, to implement our plans to bring back children back to being vaccinated. It's up to us to ensure that everyone access vaccines that are life-saving. Thank you.